Hi folks, this is Kath from the Little Music Bazaar. As you know, if you know me in my site, I recorded all the music that I've written, and I recorded it myself because I'm a string player. I really wanted to do that, and I've obviously had to use quite a lot of recording equipment to be able to do that. And a lot of people have asked me what recording equipment I use, because it's quite basic and it's a good starter. It's good starter stuff, you know, so it might help some people. Some of it's quite old. None of it was very expensive. Well, in the grand scheme of recording, it wasn't anyway. So I'm going to share that information with you in this video. The first thing, of course, you can see is my PC. I've got my Dell Inspiron PC with the monitor, keyboard, and mouse. Mouse complete with cable because I'm too green to use a wireless mouse. And the first thing I've got here is my Roland Rubix 24 audio interface, and this was recommended to me at our music hardware shop in Birmingham. It's been a good starter interface. So in there I've got my microphone plugged in. I've got a ribbon mic, a Beyer Dynamic M160 ribbon mic, and that's plugged into the interface. And it works pretty well, especially now that I've got my preamp, the SZ MB1 preamp, which was given to me by someone who discovered that I didn't even know what a preamp was. I didn't even know they existed. So I was trying to record this ribbon mic, and it was recording so quietly that it was such a struggle, and I couldn't believe that that was the way it was. So I kind of talked to him about it, and he said, well, you need a preamp. And I said, well, what's that? And he said, I've got one I don't use. So he gave it to me. So I've got that plugged in as well. So that just boosts the signal from the mic and basically amplifies it and makes it louder. That's as simple as that, really. And it's really, really helped me. So that's great. And so it works well. I've got a keyboard here. This is a very old keyboard, the Evolution MK149. That was in our loft for years. We didn't know how to use it, and for some reason it didn't have an adapter with it, so we couldn't plug it in, and it was draining the batteries. Didn't know how to use it. So when I got the Roland Rubix from the shop, I showed them the keyboard and said, could I get it working? And they said, oh, you just need an adapter. So well, and the cables as well. I've got the cables, but I got the adapter because they rooted around in the back of the shop and they found one and gave it to me, which was really great. So I got that working. It's a bit heavy. It's got slightly heavy keys. It's quite hard to play in time because the keys are high up. Also plugged into my interface are the speakers. Very, very ancient Cambridge Soundworks speakers. And I need new speakers now because the right one a couple of weeks ago stopped working. So I need some monitors. So I'm in the process of buying some monitors, which is a bit scary because I haven't got very much money and I don't know anything about monitors. But I think I know which ones I'm going to get. I just need to get the courage to buy them, basically. And I'll be very glad because down here is the most horrendous woofer speaker ever. Because it's so old, I can't plug it properly into the interface. So the leads come out really easy. So you can imagine you only have to touch it and it basically makes this horrific noise. So it's actually quite frightening. We're all a bit scared of it actually. So I'll be really glad to see the back of that. But they've been great speakers. About 25 years old they are. They've been brilliant. And obviously I've also got plugged in my headphones. Now, but look at the state of these. These are my Sennheiser headphones, which are literally disintegrating. So I need new headphones. They were quite cheap, these actually. The HD 206, but they are literally falling apart. And my kids laugh their heads off when they see me using these because they're just falling apart and there's black stuff all over the floor. I mean, they work fine. It's quite sad, really. So I probably will use them. I might just have to cut the black stuff off. But I'm going to get some new ones probably when I get the speakers. And so that's all the hardware. Then on the computer itself, on my PC, I've got Sibelius Ultimate. I use Sibelius to write the music. And I've also got, and to record it, I've got Ableton. I've got Ableton Live 10 Intro, which is a sort of quite a basic one. Not the most basic one, but my son had this one, and when he sort of went up to the really expensive one, he gave me this piece of software, and he showed me how to use it from scratch because I didn't know how to use it, and I've learned how to use it, and I'm quite proud of some of the recordings I've made, considering a couple of years ago I had no idea how to work it. It's quite good, probably not the best for recording live strings, but it's worked for me, and I've it's done some great. I've got I've done some good production on it. It's quite good, and I know how to use it. That's the most important thing. It only has 16 tracks on it, which sounds quite a lot, but I've got a piece which I've just written that has 12 string parts, and there'll be some electronics as well, and so that might not be enough. I've got a bit of a workaround. I sometimes record things on another track on another set, and then I export those as one MP3, and then I bring them back into the main set. So instead of 4 tracks, you've only got 1. That works quite well. It's not very flexible, but it kind of does the trick. So so that's all the equipment I've got. So it's quite exciting, and I hope that's helped a little bit. People have asked me about this, so I hope that kind of might help you to know what to get. And considering I'm a complete novice at this kind of thing, well, not anymore, but I was at the beginning, and I've worked out how to do it. I was lucky that I had my son to help me, but of course I am thinking, to be honest, of making a very basic video about how to start using Ableton and how to start recording, because when I started to do it, if I hadn't had my son to help me, I don't think I would ever have been able to do it, because there was a real lack of really basic information. There are some good videos, but not very many, and I don't think those people understand that you need some things like how to switch it on and off. I mean, even that can get some people talking about myself there. So I might do that, but then I'll have to learn how to record the screen, and I don't know how to do that yet, so that's something else I'll need to learn, and then I'll be able to do that video. So that's another challenge for me. It's all a challenge and a learning curve. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, and I hope it was interesting, and I'll see you soon. Bye!